Good evening and welcome to tonight's unscripted webcast. I tell a lie, I've got two pieces of paper. I really wanted to share tonight with you about some key things around nailing this digital sales thing. Some of you watching this, you might not be salespeople, you may be business owners or senior leaders. Some of you may be marketing people, and some of you are actually salespeople. And within those salespeople, there's people who've been doing it for 20 years and people who've been doing it for 2 months. So I'm going to share some overarching principles that will work on digital platforms that will help you build a framework to sell and to really demonstrate your value. And I'm going to cover 3 things tonight. So just 3 things, but we're going to try and go into them in detail so that you leave fully equipped to be able to sell on a digital platform. So just if you're joining us, you found us on YouTube, you found us on anywhere on social media or email or wherever you're watching this, I just want to give you an intro. I'm Dean Seddon. I'm the founder of Maverick. We have an audacious mission to help 1 million businesses grow their margin, revenue, and profit. And so this video is part of that mission. We've helped maybe about 250,000 people have viewed our training videos now, and this is totally free. There is no sales pitch, so I'm not going to work some magic thing on you here. If you see value in what we do, there's links on screen. Knock yourself out with them. We'll have a strategy call with you, whatever you need. But this is really about training you. So stay with me. I'm going to explain stuff. We're going to do it on the whiteboard to explain it. But I really want you to get a notepad and pen ready, because everything that we talk about tonight, you're going to use, you're going to implement, and you're going to practice. And I'll just say again, when you get into this sales thing, it is not a process of trial and error, but it's a process of iteration. So when you go implement this, it'll be a bit clunky, it'll be a bit, ooh, that was hard work. But the more you do something, the easier it gets. That you will build up a skill in doing this. And in a few months, you'll be like, thank God I did that. Because these processes will help you build a great pipeline, get your message out there, and get more conversations where prospects really see the need for what you've got to offer. They value you as a person, but they value your product and what it can do for them. So we're going to go through that 3 key areas I wanted to focus on. I'm going to teach you something, and I'm going to give you some practical applications of how you can find it, how you can use it, and then I want you to go do it. And I'd love for you, if you're watching this, to come find me on LinkedIn, follow me on LinkedIn, and tell me how you're getting on. You know, if you're struggling with this, come find me on LinkedIn. Let me know where you're struggling. Give me some feedback so we can help you. We are really committed to helping businesses, sales people, marketers, and business owners really implement stuff that builds a solid foundation to grow and scale their business. Okay, so we're going to look at 3 areas. We're going to look at a messaging methodology. I'm having problems with my speech tonight. We're going to look at a messaging methodology. Now, I'm not talking about a messaging just for social media. I'm not talking about a message just for blogs. I'm not talking about a messaging just for sales calls. I'm talking about a universal way that you can engage and grab the attention and interest of your prospects, of your target customers and target accounts. You want to be in a position where some of the people you really want to work with are on the edge of their seat wanting to talk to you. Now, that's not going to happen for everybody, and it is a process, but that's where we want to be. So we're going to look at a messaging methodology, and it will build on top of the other topics. So the first thing about the messaging methodology I want you to universally accept is that people buy products and services as a solution to a problem. Sounds straightforward. We all know this. Yet, when we go look at what companies do, they put the product first. They put the service first. They tell you how amazing the company is. we've worked with Amazon, we've worked with this company, we've worked with that company. And that's good because a lot of what people are doing as marketing and messaging is actually about product pushing, and it's about social proof, but it doesn't help you find the underlying need that the customer has for your service. So I want to talk about something called PODS. P-O-D-S. Now, this is an acronym for a process that your customers go through. Every customer goes through this process. They go from P to S, right? Even you do it. As a B2C consumer, you do it. And the reason why this universally works is because people are no different whether they're sat at home or they're in work. People buy solutions to problems. So sometimes what happens is we go solution first. Yeah, we can get you to here. We can get you this result. We can do this. We can do that. The problem is that people have to see that the solution matches the problem. So when we have this PODS word, let me show you what it stands for. The first one is problem. Now, the company that you're targeting has to have a problem. So sometimes you go, well, how do I find the problem without talking to them? How do I find it? I'm going to show you in a minute. The second stage is the outcome. Yeah? So where do they want to get to? So if they've got a problem, what do they really want? If they've got a problem in their business that you can fix, what's the solution they want? Problem, outcome. Then we come to decision. Decision. So the decision is, I want to change this. And when we go through that process, I'll explain this in a real simple way in a second. We go through a decision of where we go, I'm going to change this, how? So, how? Yeah? So a decision is about how am I going to change it? They want to change it, so they're now looking for the answer. They're not looking for a specific answer. That's where they come to in the solution stage. So that's where they settle on a result. So let me give you my example, and it's quite apt because I'm on a diet at the moment because I love takeaway food too much. But I'm hungry. I'm hungry. My stomach's rumbling. I feel a bit dizzy. All of those things. I'm hungry. Yeah, we get this. Yeah, this is the human nature process. I'm hungry. What do we do next? I really want to eat something. I need to eat something. Outcome. I want a result. I want a full belly. Yeah, I want to quench my hunger. I want to get out of this uncomfortableness, and I want to be in a place where I'm not hungry anymore. I'm not feeling lightheaded or whatever we feel like when we're hungry. I want to get to an outcome. Then we go, what can I eat? So that's when we raid the cupboard. That's when we look on Deliveroo. That's when we do all of these things to try and go, what am I going to eat? Yeah. Now, if you're married, some of you might be going, actually, you sit on the sofa with your other half, and at 8 o'clock at night, one of you goes, I'm still hungry. And then you have this whole conversation and debate about, what are we going to eat? You want to eat, but you don't know what. So that's where you make a decision. Let's have this, let's have that, let's order in, let's do a Chinese, let's do an Indian. And so you reach a point where we're going, we're ordering an Indian. Yeah, we're ordering an Indian from Deliveroo. Which Indian meal should we do? Which Chinese takeaway should we use? Which chip shop should we use? I know it's a real simple example, and some of you watching this will be going, how can this work for a big enterprise sales pitch? Because it's the same. A company has a problem. That problem is how big? Is it £1 million problem? Is it a £1 billion problem? Is it a £5,000 problem? What's the size of the problem? Identify the problem. Now, I'll give you the exercise in a moment, but then there's the outcome. Where do they want to get to? So this bit here, hopefully this stays on screen, is where your value is derived. And some of you watching this have suddenly realized Dean, you are probably one of the worst whiteboard writers I've ever seen. And you're probably right. Your value is not in the solution. It's not in the product. Your value is not in the product. Your value is in, can you get, and does your prospect believe that you can get them from their £1 million problem to their £1 million solution? And that's where your value is. Now, as we move through this process, and as the customer starts to go, actually, I want a Chinese takeaway, I want a pizza, I want fish and chips, they start to look at and compare. Yeah, they make a decision, we're going to have fish and chips. Now they're starting to look, well, let's have fish and chips. And they start to compare. What are they comparing against? Delivery times, cost, how much is the delivery? What's the time? What's the time? How far is it? What's the reviews like? There's a whole comparison game that goes on down here. That's the same in a B2B environment, by the way. It's exactly the same. Company has a problem, they want to get into an outcome, they realize that there's a way to achieve it, they've studied it, researched it, they've had somebody look at it, somebody in a meeting suggested it, and now they go and look for a supplier. 3 quotes. This is where the 3 quotes team come in. And I mentioned that earlier. How do you get, in this session, one of the key points I'm going to cover, how do you get to people and avoid the 3 quotes, the tender? I'll tell you now, if a company wants to buy from you, there is a way. There is always a way. I've worked with companies, still do, some companies where their procurement process takes them weeks and months, but they want to buy. They find a way. But they find a way based on how big of a problem is it for them and how much do they want the solution. How much does the solution... So if there's good value there and they see the value, this process never gets there. There's not a competitive process. And many, many companies are doing business today where they've never actually faced a competitor. They've never been up against another company. Yeah. Most of my business career, I have never gone up against another company. I can probably, actually, to be fair, I can probably count about 10 times in 20 years where I've been up against another company. Most of the time, it's actually, we're sat here helping people see that we can show, we understand their problem, know the outcome they want, and have a process to get them there. So this is where you focus. So why does this matter from a methodology point of view? Well, quite simple. Where would you like to get people? If people are on this journey, so they're here today, so point A is they're living in the problem. And point B is they've got the solution. Yeah? So I know this is a lot to take in on one little scribble here, but if we imagine they're at point A today, they're in the problem. But point B, let's imagine, and maybe write this down. Let's imagine point B is plus 6 months. Yeah? So they've had your solution. This customer who was at point A is now 6 months into being your customer. 6 months in, they've been your customer for 6 months. What is all the big benefits? Yeah? What are all the benefits? List them down. List all the big benefits and don't make them vague. What's the big wins they've had in their business from buying your service, your consultancy, your product? What's the big wins they've had in their business? I tell you, the big win is not going to be improved operational efficiency and a bespoke tailored solution. It's going to be, we've got more of one of these 3 things: time, money, and then the last one I call quality. Yeah, it means anything, efficiency, standards, anything that's to do with the quality of the service they deliver or the quality of the work they do. So your benefits will have key feeders from these 3 areas: time, money, quality. So all of your benefits as a business, all of them will fall into these categories. What's the big wins out of those three categories? They become your benefits. So we go problem, outcome, decision, solution. That's the process they go through in their heads. That's the process they go through in meetings. That's instinctively how human beings go through these processes, how they develop and get through problem solving, find out which products and services they need. They go through this process. The value of a product or service is not in the gadgetry, it's not in how much you spent on it, it's not how many awards you've won, although they are good proof points. The value is actually in showing people that it can get them to an outcome. So you kind of bragging about how many awards you've won helps people believe you can achieve an outcome. But the outcome has to be understood. So this is where, if you go this way and look through the benefits, 6 months into the future of them being a client, what are the big wins that they've had in the time, money, and quality? And make them specific. If you do that, work through them, specific, not improved operational efficiency. Yeah, we've saved 4% on costs. Yeah, or we've improved order processing speed, or reduced debtor days, or cash flow up by X, or happier customers because. So write them all down, brain dump them. Yeah, it doesn't matter how ridiculous, just put them all down and list them. This gives you key outcomes that you're going to get. The benefits are your outcomes. So this here, I'm going to make a mess of this board here. It belongs to this here. Yeah, outcomes is the benefits. Those benefits equal the outcomes. So now what we do is we go, okay, we've got the benefits, which are the outcomes in this process. Where's point A for that business right now? So we've gone 6 months down. Let's come back to the present day. Where are they now? What does their hunger look like? If this is what they want, if this is what they really want as a benefit of being your client or your customer, where are they today? And it's really simple, right? Costs. They've got rising costs because the top one here is save 4% on costs. So over here, problems. I don't know if I could spell. 1, rising costs. So that's the big one. So what does that look like? Margins, profitability problems, debt maybe. I'm just pulling these ideas out from here. Improved ordering speed. So customers, it took too long to process orders, so you can all process orders quickly. So customers are getting their goods earlier, speeding up delivery times. Customers are in more control, more happy. So what spins off there? So great. Taking too long to process an order. It's you're getting complaints. It takes too long to ship. All of these things. What's going on here? Reduced debtor days. Okay, so debtor days are going up. So cash flow's being impacted because debtor days are climbing. Your money's not coming in on time. Maybe you're having to put borrowing into the business because the debtor days are going up. So you're having to fund the business whilst you're waiting for customers to pay. Cash flow up. So that's another way of expressing it. One is debtor days, which is time. So this one here is time. And this one is the same example with money. Yeah. So some of your benefits actually sit in multiple camps. You can have debtor days going down, which is a time thing, and you can have cash flow improved, which is a money thing. So the same benefit is listed out in the two categories. So obviously cash flow going up, you've got the negative, borrowing, all that kind of stuff. Happier customers because, So, okay, why are you having, maybe you're having negative reviews because of whatever, X, Y, or Z, but now you've got happier customers, more satisfied customers, your net promoter score is going up because of X, Y, Z. So you work this process, come back over here, and all of these are categorized into time, money, quality. Time, money, quality. They always sit there. Some people like to say, well, this is efficiency. Well, it can be efficiency. It can be service. It's all of those things. It's the quality of the way you do things, the quality of the way you serve customers, the quality of the way you make decisions. It's all of those things. So we've got really two key methods we can extract and pull apart and decide, why does somebody need this product? You'd be surprised how many people I meet, and when I meet them and say, so tell me about your business, they say, we make this, fine, and it's got this in it, and 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 that in it. Oh, and it's won this award, and we've been doing this for 30 years, and all of these things, all nice, good information. But sometimes I have to extract from them the compelling reason why somebody should buy. Because what is in our world of what we think is important is not important to your prospects. Now, I'm going to say something that might offend some people here, particularly business owners where your business is your pride and joy. Customers don't care about your company, right? Clients don't care about your company until they see how your company can get them from problem to outcome. Until they realize you can get them from problem to outcome, that's where prospects pay attention. And happy customers are where you take them from problem to actually a solution, and you've delivered the outcome. So that's what everything's about. So your product, your service, your company is a vehicle, it's a tool, it's a method, it's a process, it's a way, a route, whatever you want to call it, to get from problem, pain, and challenge, and difficulty, and adversity, to an outcome, a result, a goal, and a destination. That's it. That's it. Now, as you go through that sales process, you will have to validate how your product, how your service can deliver that. That's the process. That's the process that you show and you explain. So we've got this product, and this is how it works, and this is how it delivers that result. This is how it can get you from pain and problem to outcome. And then you've got case studies and testimonials and all of these things to support the fact that they can trust that your process will take them from pain to outcome. So easy to lose sight of this, but I see more and more people on LinkedIn, on all the other channels, just saying how wonderful they are, how cool their product is, how cool their tech is, but actually nobody's saying to people, if you've got this challenge, if you're struggling with this, this is how you can get there. There's very few people going, okay, what do our customers really care about? What are the things that are keeping them up at night? What are the things that's making them uncomfortable? What's the things that's probably giving them a short fuse? What's the thing that makes them worry about their future, their career, all of those things, their business, their revenue, all of those things? What are the key time, money, and quality issues going on in their business that you know you can help them fix? This is the key messaging methodology that will help you build content, copy for websites, and have more meaningful conversations, whether that's on LinkedIn, whether that's on an email. The amount of times I've seen emails come through from people selling stuff, and sometimes I go, I don't even know what you're selling. I have no idea what they're selling, because their emails make no sense. So that's either a targeting issue or a waffle issue. And I would probably say it's a bit of both. But I just recently was on a call with a client, and they'd done this amazing spreadsheet to explain to me how they had done their whole process and what their product does. And you know, as I looked through the document, I knew about their award-winning tech. I knew about their amazing platform and resilience and 99% uptime, and I knew all of that stuff. But I did not understand, and nowhere was in the document, why any of that mattered. Nowhere. Why would customers even care? Now, it's very easy to go, well, we know our industry, we know our customers, we know they get it. You know, sometimes they don't. Sometimes customers come at things from a different angle. They see things from a completely different perspective. And so if you spell it out clearly, in a straightforward way, they can see, I get it. The dots are starting to join for me. And sometimes people don't fail in sales and marketing because of their skill. They fail because they just didn't put the effort in or the time in to help customers see and join the dots. That go, you mean this product can help me fix that? Or this product can help me get there? That's all you have to do. To initiate a sales conversation, to get a reply, to get a response, it's all about this. Now, once you get into the sales call, once you get into more detailed conversations, of course, they want to know the product, they want to know its credibility, they want to know its status, they want to know its technical configurations, they want to know all of that stuff to reassure them that it's the right solution to achieve the outcome. That's it. And some people will go, this seems far too straightforward. It's got to be more complicated. Well, I tell you now, when you sell to a robot, when you sell to AI, it will be. But for as long as you're selling to human beings, it's going to be straightforward. So pods is an understanding of the journey that people go through in their thinking about how they solve a problem, how they build a solution, how they get from pain to outcome. And they go, just a reminder, they go, this is the problem, I'm hungry, I want food, I'm starving, I want food, I want a full belly, I want to be not shaking, all of those things. I want a decision, okay, I've looked, we're going to do Deliveroo, we're not going to snack on digestive biscuits at home, we're going to have Deliveroo, and we're going to have a pizza. Okay, what pizza do we want? Do we want vegetarian? Do we want ham and pineapple? Do we want a meat feast? What do we want? So then they go, actually, I fancy a meat feast and I want which pizza company? Okay, solution. I'm ordering from Deliveroo, da-da-da-da-da. This is what I want. This is the price, da-da-da. The evaluation comes down here. The competitive process comes down here, but the decision making, could you imagine, let's say I could get in front of everybody who was hungry at this point. Excuse me. Let's say I could get in front of every prospect here, right here, and I could put something in front of them that showed them a delicious steak dinner. Delicious. My son's just made one for his cooking class. But let's say I can show them a delicious steak dinner and go, are you hungry? How would you like this to your door? Yeah, freshly cooked, delivered in 25 minutes, and this is the price, and it can be in 25 minutes. Do you think people will bother going through all that process? Well, some people won't. Obviously the vegetarians will and the vegans will, because it's steak. But the people who you want to sell steak to will go, that's exactly where I am. I need that, and I've made it very clear how I can deliver it and get it done. Let's not bother with Deliveroo. Let's go and buy this steak dinner. That's what happens. That's why most of the best business that you can find, you'll never find on tender sites. You'll never find it out as an RFP or an RFQ. It's only when people don't know the best solution do they go there. They know what they want, they know the parameters, but they want to get the best solution and they're stuck. When you go here, you can convince them you are the best solution and you can have it there ready, all compartmentalized, ready. Here's the proposal, here's the offer. What are you waiting for? And I've seen this work in big companies, huge companies, stock market listed companies, and I've seen it work in small companies too. So anybody listening to this goes, oh, that doesn't apply to me. It applies to every business. I have seen companies that go out to tender decide not to put it to tender because there's a solution ready to go. Now, public sector is a little bit different, but in the private sector, That's perfectly possible. So problem, outcome, decision, solution, time, money, quality. And then we reverse engineer from our benefits 6 months post. We write all our benefits down, categorize them in time, money, quality. And so we go, this is what a customer will get from us if they sign up and buy our product, buy our service, whatever it is. This is what they're going to get 6 months. Brilliant. Now let's go back to where they are today. What's going wrong? What has to be happening here to need all of this stuff here? Why do they need that stuff? Why is it even important to them? They need to know that. So we reverse engineer backwards to there. Why do we do it this way? Because you can get your thinking really skewed up if you just start here. But if you start here as the results you get for clients and work backwards, generally speaking, they're the opposites. So if you've saved 4%, yeah, the costs are going up 4%. The costs are climbing more than 4%. So they want to save money. Improved ordering speed. Okay, so there's sluggish ordering, there's clunky processes, there's customers complaining because it takes too long to get their order. Yeah, if these are the benefits, it's really easy to reverse engineer the pains and challenges that customers have. So we've got one more little model I want to share with you before we wrap up. Just ask a favor whilst you're watching, wherever you're watching it, on social media or wherever, if you're getting value from this session, please go and do the like, subscribe, follow, find me on LinkedIn and follow, all of that kind of stuff, because it really does help us get this out further. And we want to just help a lot of businesses. It's part of our strategy as a business. If we help lots of people, they'll talk about us, they'll share about us. And some people will go, hey, Maverick, can you help us? Can you help our company? Can you come in and help us grow our revenue? Can fix our pipeline problems? Get us more revenue and opportunities from social selling? All of those things we can help with. But ultimately, if you're watching this, go implement this and just give us some love on social media, give us some love on LinkedIn. That would be awesome. So there's one final thing that I want to put all of this in, and I'm going to have to find some space. So I'm going to put it up at the top. So bear with me while I do my dodgy writing. Captain, officers, crew. So this is really, really important. When you start to do this, you also need to look at, who am I talking to? Who am I talking to? And I'll tell you why. Right? If you have a technology solution that helps customers process orders more, and it's got this in it, this in it, this in it, this gadget, this gadget in it, the technical, if I could spell, technical, tactical, and strategic. Yeah. So if we start to think, the captains are strategic, the officers are tactical, and the crew are technical. So why does this matter? Why has Dean shifted from ordering takeaways to time and equality to a nautical or naval feel? Well, here's the thing. I could sell you a box right now. I could sell you a box that goes, it's an e-commerce platform. Let's say I'm going to sell you an e-commerce platform. I wouldn't know where to start in selling you an e-commerce platform, but I'll have a good go. Does the captain care about the e-commerce platform? No, he doesn't. Except for, does it help me make sales? Save money? Or scale? Yeah. So the captain's looking at the strategic benefits of the e-commerce product. The strategic benefits. So they're not looking at, will it save me 500 quid maybe? They're looking at, will it save me £500,000 quid? Or will it help me grow revenue by £500,000 quid? They're generally general. Yeah. So it's about sales. It's about costs. It's about profitability. It's about all of those key things. It's about advancing the business, moving forwards. Now, when we get to the officers and the tactical, what are they interested in? Speed of ordering. Yeah. And then the technical is compatible. Does it do? Can we do? Yeah. So when you start to look at this, you go, okay, let's think about this in problems. Why does a business owner or a captain have an issue with speed of ordering? Because they're losing orders. Yeah, they're getting negative reviews on their business, general problems. It's impacting on their revenue. It's impacting on their processes. That's causing a strategic problem for the business. The officers are worrying about the tactical problem. I haven't got enough ordering staff to keep up with the orders, and it's taking too long. I can't get the orders out the door quick enough. Yeah? And these people are like, you're asking us to put 100 parcels out. We haven't got the labour. How can we do this? We haven't got the labels. We haven't got this. So it's technical or, operational, if you want to put it. Let's put it operational. At the coal face. Yeah. This is just above the coal face, and this is the mine. Yeah. The ship, the navigation, and the navigator. Yeah. This is where we want to get to the ship too. So this is the destination. I'm focused on the destination. This is on which course and speed. And this is on press the buttons. And so as you go through this process, this board looks an absolute mess now, but as you go through this process, you start to realize, and some of you will realize, and maybe you can admit it by messaging me on LinkedIn if it's happened to you, is that you've got the wrong pains, the wrong benefits for the wrong person. So, and this is where I come to the technical stuff. When you sell a product and it's got ASP this and Unicode that and gobbledygook whatever, yeah, you're talking in tactical. But probably the decision maker is actually strategic. And so the strategic level is looking at things completely different, in a different way. And so why some companies fail to convert people is not because the product's no good, it's because the strategic person doesn't understand the strategic pain and outcome it solves. Or if the strategic person gets it, but then you come down with a strategic pain and outcome for that person. So CEO says, yeah, we need to do this. Talk to my head of technology, they'll get it implemented, you go through them, but I'm all behind it. And head of technology, you start talking strategic big picture about this and that and the other, they'll go, they're a bit light on detail, they're a bit vague, and so they'll go, I don't have confidence. Yeah? And these guys will go, okay, how does it solve theirs? You're asking me to put another piece of technology into the business? We can't keep up with the stuff we've already got. How do you solve their issues? And so it's really important in the messaging that you understand the journey they're on. You use the time, money and quality to focus this all. Then you reverse engineer from your benefits to the challenges they've got and put them into the context of the captain, the officers, and the crew. If you do that in messaging, you do it in blogs, you do it in any of those formats, anywhere, even on a call, you will find that people will actually go, I understand, I see it. I can see now how you can help us. I can see the difference you can make. But if you get this process wrong, you start talking about widgets and gadgets and all of those things. Could you imagine Deliveroo going, we've got great drivers, so skilled, high quality drivers. They work really well. They've been driving for 20 years. They've got full clean licenses. Well, I only care about that if it's going to help my food get there quicker. Yeah? I'm just being straight, this is how it works. So if I want food in a hurry, if my big driver is time and good food, yeah, I'm not going to think about price, but I am going to think about, okay, our drivers are, you'll be delivered in 25 minutes because we've got a network of drivers, blah, blah, blah. Because, don't lead with the because, that becomes the support. And so if you look at how a lot of big brands advertise, it's about time and ease, quality, the ease of it. If it's easy, it makes it more valuable. Time and money and quality. And so what we're trying to do is really position our product, position our service, position our business, and even position our brand around what are the problems and outcomes? Who are we trying to influence with our brand? And what are the key benefits? Because actually, a lot of people get branding mixed up, and I feel like I'm on a little mission to clear some things up, some misconceptions that are hanging around. Your brand is nothing to do with the logo. Absolutely nothing. That just makes it recognizable. That's just a visual cue. Your brand is actually about these areas. Yeah? What do you want to be known for? Do you want to be known for a cute little logo? Do you want to be known for your ambiguous, vague goal? Or do you want to be known for the problems you fix? Yeah? Do you want to be known for the problems you fix? So if I'm a marketer watching this, and I don't know who's watching this right now, and this will be up for years, so somebody might come up and find me and I'm like 82. When you're building your brand, it's not about how cool do we look. It's about, can we be known for the problems and outcomes we fix? Can we be known that we fix this thing? Because that's a real cool way and a really strong way to create a dominant position in a market. You don't have to influence the whole market. You don't have to be the world leader. You just have to have enough of a pool of the market to know who you are and the problems you fix, and you will have a big enough pipeline, because there will be enough people with that pain, that challenge, to go, we've got to fix this, and you'll be right there talking their language, using this process, these three elements, to actually build a compelling messaging strategy, prospecting strategy, sales scripts, and overall value proposition. Your value proposition of the product you sell is locked in this here that we said here. It's locked here. And if you go through this exercise, you'll actually find your big value point, as we call it, the big reason why somebody buys. And I'll tell you now, there's lots of reasons why people will buy from you, tons, but there's usually one big one. There's a huge, big reason. And when you find that, you can exploit that. So you have a big reason, and then you have other reasons that are good validators. So often when you go and talk to a prospect, you'll get on a call with them, you'll have a conversation, they'll explain what they're doing, what's their challenge, and anybody on that call, and your job on that call is to get them to tell you their big frustration, their big challenge. Because that's the key metric that will make the decision. And the other big reasons, these here, these will support it. These will be other good reasons to justify it. It's a great quote. I don't know who said it, but human beings decide with emotion and justify with logic. They make a decision with emotion and justify with logic. And so if we can present to people that we know how to fix this problem and get them to an outcome, if we can provide the supporting benefits and show them we understand the supporting pains, they will justify their decision to buy from you based on what they know of you, as in what the conversation's gone, and the supplementary information, the technical information, the tactical information and the technical information, the operational information, the case studies, the reviews, the examples, all of that stuff. They will use that to justify their decision. But they're not methods to make the decision. They're justification of why somebody should buy. They're not the reason somebody should buy in the first place. So when I come back to the emails I get and the emails you get and the LinkedIn messages we get, where it says, we've been used by Amazon, blah, 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 blah. Whoopie-doo. But you still haven't told me how you help me. Now, if you tell me how you help me and say, oh, we've used this with these people as well, I'll go, great. That's interesting, curious. I'll immediately think it's more expensive, by the way, because I'm not Amazon. I'm not Jeff Bezos, who's worth, $100 billion or whatever it is. So I would immediately think it's expensive. So another tip is when you get your supporting information, so you've got your pain points and your value proposition, when you build your supporting information, make sure you've got a variety of information that's relevant to the prospects. Because if I said to you, I've helped Amazon grow their business, I've worked with Amazon, one of the biggest companies in the world, and then I approach your company, which unless you're Amazon or Microsoft or one of these big companies watching, and maybe you are, but if you're a small business owner or a 10 million turnover business or a 50 million turnover business, and I say, this is how we've done stuff for Amazon, you say, oh, well, that's all well and good, but that's Amazon. What you really want to see is, how have you helped somebody like us? How could this work for us? Because we're not them. We're different. We're unique. We're not their size. We've not got their resources, all of those things. So that your case studies and supporting information, you need to build it out so it's relevant to the people you are trying to sell to. So if I went to, like, I've had this actually, somebody approached me and said, oh, we do this, 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 and this, and we've done it for all these big, huge names. And I replied and said, so why do you want me? And some of you going, Dean, you're a bit insecure. I just went, well, hang on, if you've got all these big companies, why are you emailing me? Why are you DMing me? It doesn't make sense. Yeah? So it really needs to be clear. And I've ran over time a little bit, and hopefully some of you will email us some questions about this or put something in the comments boxes wherever you're watching this. But hopefully you get this. So there's a messaging methodology that will help you build content, copy, conversations, sales scripts, all of that stuff. Number one. Number two, you need to unlock your big reason through this process. And number three, to avoid the three quotes and the competitive process, you have to speak to people at that point and speak to people about their pain, their outcome, and their challenges. Okay, so I'm going to wrap up now. I want to appreciate and thank you for watching this relatively short training. If you've got any questions, please do email us. If you want a discovery call or you want to chat to us and find out how we can help, the link is on the screen, digital-selling.co.uk. Click that and you can book a time with one of the team and they will walk you through what's your challenge, how can we help you. And if there's a fit, great. If there isn't, find somebody else who can help you, but this is something that will help you. It works, it's universal, it works in any business if you put the time in to develop it. And again, as ever, questions, please do email us. But thank you so much for watching. Check out the other videos, do all that stuff, like, comment, subscribe, follow, find me on LinkedIn, blah, 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 blah. But thank you for watching, and I hope to see you on another video really, really soon.